the Machine of Nonsense, episode 81. And we're talking Summer Game Fest, IGN Expo, Xbox Bethesda Showcase, Capcom Showcase, and Xbox Bethesda extended its not E3, folks, or Key 3, as some are calling it. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Like I told you, put some respect on that name. This is Keighley's Fest. Forget about E3, that's a thing of the past. This is
E3.
And we've got the Quizmaster himself, the stumper of 80 questions, Michael Nelson.
Oh, sorry, guys. I have Sony's legal team. They really want to know how we got a copy of their script for their state of play. And they want a copy of Xboxes if we... we'll straighten that out later. But.
We will. Oh, good stuff.
But yeah, sorry, man. You guys were so... I thought you guys were going to get it on the Alias thing. Oh, man.
We needed one more person.
It was just like you had the whole synopsis of the show. You said everything about it. Like and you're like, is it one word? Like it was second to last question. You asked if it was a one-word title. I'm like, oh, she got it. And Ultraviolet, but that's okay.
I was digging in the bank, digging for anything I could see with like spy women kicking butt with aliases.
Man, you guys just mowed down GoldenEye, mowed down like every category, and then sorry about that. There was another.
That's okay, I should know. It's just a black hole of my life.
I had submitted Eric another template for 80 questions, and I was hoping he'd go with that one. That one was kind of meaner, but
we'll have to do 100 questions for that one, maybe 100th episode. That'll be that one.
The location one's tough. It was tough for me to think of location.
We got that one real quick.
We got Shadow Moses in 5 questions. It was insane.
That was very fast. I think having the when you gave him that little like it's not in a movie yet kind of thing.
I was like,
Kayla was like, oh, it's Metal Gear. Duh. Okay. How often are you talking about this Metal Gear supposed movie? Are you guys?
I still have notes about my casting.
Like, are you driving Kayla nuts with Oscar Isaac solid snake talk?
I mean, am I, Kayla? Because
if there is any chance that I'm going to understand the timeline of Metal Gear, I need to see it in film form.
No. You got to get in them.
Probably not.
Those vents. You gotta be with those rats, Kayla.
I would probably rather. It's more meaningful.
Well, we're making predictions. Maybe we can make a Metal Gear prediction today. Like Nelson said, we did some predictions on the Sony State of Play, and we knocked it out of the park. We got Final Fantasy 16, Resident Evil 4 Remake, the fact that Resident Evil 4 Remake's going to have VR stuff. What else did we get? Resident Evil 8. Yeah, we got Stray. We got Street Fighter 6. It could be free to play, maybe. We didn't get an official confirmation, but it's some kind of weird open world thing. So I think we hit.
We even called 16 at the end of the show. Like we put some respect on our name is what we need to do, because that we're legit here. We know what we're talking about.
We do, and maybe we'll make some more good predictions for what we got coming for Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. They're coming up very soon. It's Wednesday the 8th as we record this. We're getting Summer Game Fest tomorrow. 1 Central, Thursday, June 9th. So this pod will hit the morning of, so you get to hear these predictions right before the show. As long as I edit it and get it out by that time, we'll see. Before that, I wanted to mention Netflix Geeked Week a little bit. That's going on right now. It's actually day 3 as we record. They're doing their animation. Previously, they did their series and also their films, and there were a couple things that kind of stood out. I don't know how much you got to see at all, Nelson, but
I was trying to
1899.
skim. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. I liked 1899. It's an upcoming movie. Kind of reminded me of, or sorry, it's an upcoming series. It kind of reminded me of Ghost Ship. It's like a period piece on a ship that might be haunted or something like that. But they played up the fact that they're using the kind of the same technology as I think like Disney uses it a lot, the Marvel stuff and Lucasfilm and whatnot. But it's like a room that they built.
A little different. Yeah, it's like a huge curved screen. It looks like the outfield of like a baseball field almost, but completely screens. And so they're able to like the actors are able to feel like they're on the ocean or in the desert or any of these harsh locations that would be really hard or difficult space, to film in. And they talked it up like it's really like the future kind of stuff, like similar, like you said, similar to what Disney's doing.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah, this is from the same team as that did the series Dark, which I've heard nothing but great things about. This was like around the same time Stranger Things started. People were talking like, man, what you need to watch Dark's like the adult version of that. Stranger Things for kids. And it's a foreign language show, and I believe this one is as well, which is kind of a barrier for me. I think it's German, right? Or Polish?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. Norwegian, maybe. Something interesting.
A lot of Norway. I've noticed a lot of shows coming out of Norway for this. But yeah, that Dark was like a mystery time travel show. This is going to have a mystery as well, but it way more action focused as well. They've said so. It looks cool.
Yeah, that looked real interesting. Another one that caught my eye was The Midnight Club. It had super Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes, but it's by Mike Flanagan of the Haunting fame, Haunting of Bly Manor and Midnight Mass, which we all loved. Yes. And it looks like a bunch of kids in a haunted house telling ghost stories, essentially. Very, very akin to Are You Afraid of the Dark? But it seemed probably with Flanagan at the helm, maybe a little more dark, a little more gruesome, potentially. Yeah, looked pretty interesting. The Gray Man, I know this one you're pretty excited about, Kayla. This is a Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans spy
That's all
thriller,
I know.
John Wick esque. The theme or the like plot seems very akin to, it's kind of a mix of like Suicide Squad and John Wick. Ryan Gosling is a Suicide Squad-esque character. He's like imprisoned, and they give him a shot at freedom to become like a super assassin. The CIA hires him as like a super assassin. He's the best of the best. There are apparently multiple gray men, but he is the gray man. Like he's the best of the best. Somehow he gets, crosses Chris Evans, who's also a pretty, badass assassin or whatever else.
Lloyd,
yes. Great mustache, Lloyd. And it looks just action-packed, and Ana de Armas is also in there as what looks to be like a femme fatale type character, and just looks like a big budget. I think they said like $200 million for this one. Just big, bombastic kind of action movie. Very John Wick-esque. Look cool. What do you think about a $200 million Netflix action film, Mike?
I don't think it's a good decision for Netflix. I'm excited for it though. Gosling seems to be in that nice guys, crazy stupid love kind of funny vibe, because he has that super serious vibe, of course, that he could tap into.
The dry vibe.
But what I love, the dry vibe, of course. But I want him to be charming and cool. He's better Ryan Reynolds. He just doesn't whore himself out there as much as Ryan Reynolds does. If he wanted to. And man, Chris Evans, he looks like another Netflix character, Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black. Rocking a look in this. It's a very interesting look for Captain America for sure. I want to see it. I'm excited.
You were actually the first one to tell me about this, Kayla. I was not aware of it.
And all I seen was a poster of Ryan Gosling looking over his shoulder back and the Gray Man. And I was like, ooh, we gonna watch that.
Yeah.
And then slid over, and then there was Chris Evans, and I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, we need more Ryan Gosling and maybe more Chris Evans. We'll see.
Didn't I nominate Ryan Gosling as a
pillar? Saint,
yeah,
patron saint.
Yeah,
I think you might have, and he's up there.
I was like, everybody loves Ryan Gosling, right? He's solid.
He's wonderful. What a guy. And then one more that stood out to me in day 2 was Day Shift. So this is from the stunt coordinator from John Wick, and it's starring Jamie Foxx in a very Blade-esque, vampire hunter type of movie. Just looks like just a fun action kind of movie. It looks like not really taking itself seriously. He talks about I gotta get these fangs for money. Somehow he's a vampire bounty hunter or something. Looks like vampires are a kind of known commodity in this world in some kind of way. And Jamie Foxx is on the Day Shift. So they really played up the fact that it's the choreography, the fight choreography and stuff is going to be up there with a John Wick. And, that's what I go to those movies for, is cool ass, gunplay, karate kind of shit. So, Jamie Foxx, what do you think of Jamie Foxx in general, Mike? I don't know if we've ever talked about Jamie Foxx.
I love Jamie Foxx. He does a terrific Doc Rivers impersonation. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I haven't.
It's fucking phenomenal. The coach for the 76ers, probably soon Lakers. I think he's great. He's been in my life since In Living Color for 25 plus years. So I think he makes weird choices sometimes. I hope this is good for his sake. I want him to see him in awesome stuff. So
looks like he's having fun. So
not everything can be Booty Call. So. His greatest work.
You're listening to the Sookie Stackhouse. Say that 5 times fast. Novels, Kayla. How are you ready for more vampire in your life?
I mean, it's kind of relit the flame. Reignited the flame. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, cool.
I'm not against more vampire stuff. Yeah. I like any type of fantasy fiction kind of stuff.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to have a similar irreverence. It doesn't seem like it's taking itself too seriously, and that was always my favorite thing about True Blood as a show. Never read the novels, but yeah, I think this
kind of gave me John Carpenter's vampire vibes. I don't know if either of you've seen that. That's a James Woods kind of tongue-in-cheeky horror vampire hunter kind of thing. It had that going for it.
It's Stephen Baldwin too, right? That one?
Yeah, I think he's his partner and shit.
Or William Baldwin. I don't. I get them confused.
I think it's Billy. Yeah. I think it's Billy Baldwin.
Yeah. All the other ones, all the non-Alec ones, they kind of just blend together.
I couldn't pick them out.
Not murderers, though. At least
Haley. I can pick out Haley Baldwin.
Good stuff. So, Netflix Geek Week is gonna wrap up with 2 more Thursday and Friday. If anything comes to mind, I'll bring it up on a future podcast. But let's get to some video games, folks. Let's get to Summer Game Fest. Let's get to Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. Apparently, the Xbox Bethesda Showcase is so big, they added a second day. We're getting the first day is June 12th at noon Central. It's this coming Sunday. And then we're getting a extended showcase on noon Tuesday the 14th. So that's an interesting thing that came about. Starting with Summer Game Fest, because that is tomorrow. we should start there. This is Jeff Keighley's big E3 type presentation. He said that we should lower our expectations. This is mostly things that have already been announced, not a lot of new announcements. And that was a little like, that kind of sucks.
You buying it?
But I'm semi-buying it. I think we'll get some stuff. I think we'll get some new stuff. But like as I was looking through things, I'm like, well, there's already been a lot of stuff that has been announced that I want more of. I want like more extended. I want gameplay trailers. I want a release date and stuff. So just because it's announced doesn't necessarily mean I've had my fill. So that's where my mindset is at. What do you think we'll see at the Game Fest, Mike?
Oh man, I think this is not a definite for me, but he said he gave like a list of all the partners that are going to be there, and I know Warner Brothers on there, and I want to see more of that Wonder Woman game that was really quickly teased at the Game Awards. I believe it's the Mordor team, the Shadows of War, Shadows whatever. And I want to see if they try to do that Nemesis kind of tech with Wonder Woman. It kind of makes sense with the lasso. I could see them doing some kind of, turning people with you or against you kind of thing. Like in those Mordor games, you could like brand a person and they would be like your lackey, slave, what I don't know, some weird thing, Tolkien slave, and yeah, I want to see if we're gonna see more of that.
That's awesome. I keep forgetting about that game because we got like a logo basically, and
yeah, that was it. Like a quick, maybe a carrot, like her bangles shining, like or something, the tiara. Yeah. I don't know. It was really quick what we saw.
It's a good call. Those Mordor games. I know you played the second one quite a bit, Kayla, and I think you dug that one, right?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It can get like a little repetitive,
I think they've learned their lessons because that first one took a lot of, or the second one, I mean, took a lot of heat because there was a lot of pay to win-esque stuff, a lot of microtransaction-y stuff in it, which didn't really fit in a single player.
Yeah, I don't mess with any of that.
You're just trying to do these big siege stuff and everything. You're just trying to enjoy yourself and be in that fantasy world. And I think they'll do that with Wonder Woman. I think they'll learn lessons and make a cool Wonder Woman game, hopefully.
It's a good call. You love Jeff Keighley, Kayla. You love his energy. You think we should respect him.
The man?
Yes, yeah, I agree.
He's a
what do you
hustler,
think?
Man, he's doing this, man.
He's the hardest working man in video games, I think. Like
I think that's fair.
I think he is. What do you think he's bringing? What do you think he's bringing to the show?
I guess I'll what I think we'll see is like longer. I'm sorry, I'm blanking. God of War.
You think
had to get my mind right? I think we're getting like a long gameplay date. I think it's gonna be a big thing.
Man, if that happens, then Keighley is playing coy for sure because that's a huge.
But it's already announced. It's not a new thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
It's a little smoky. It's a little foggy. What he said.
I see. Smoke screen.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen some gameplay too, so it's not like we haven't seen anything of Ragnarok. Like this would be the first footage we've seen or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like we've seen a little, and a date
they showed
would be
a lot.
Big thing. Yeah, right. Yeah,
that was like a really like here's everything kind of thing. Like if you really went frame by frame in that, I think you would pick out a lot of that different areas and different moments in that game. But
yeah. I think they're just gonna like add a little bit to it and then give us the date.
Sure. That's all we really need now. And man, that would be huge. That could be a one last thing. That's how you end your that would
or
be
start it.
Or a starter. Yeah,
that would be a hell of a starter. Yeah.
That's what I feel like that's what you want to do. You want to come
Sony
out and say, boom.
I think Sony would want to be a bookend on the end.
Yeah, I think so. I think if like he'd be at their
True.
mercy in that sense. Like, yeah, here's the one last thing kind of thing of God of War.
I was trying to dig it up. I know I've heard like companies have to pay Keighley. Like it ain't the other way around. He has to get people that are willing to pay up. I don't know if there's exceptions to that. Like if he would just, I think like if FromSoft last year was like, hey, we don't want to pay that fee, like we'll give you the Elden Ring trail. I bet he would waive that for sure. And that's something he would do with a big Sony get, a big Nintendo get, a big Microsoft get for sure.
I think so. Yeah. And I think it'd be a bold move by Sony and a smart move too. I mean, they just had that solid state of play that was really focused on like their third party stuff, and I think even if it's like whatever the date is, I mean, I guess it's got to be this year, right? Because they haven't said they've already told us that it's coming this year, ? And they haven't announced a delay. So if you do a date at Summer Game Fest, it's got to be December 31st or whatever. You know, it's got to be like whatever.
I don't know.
It's got to be this year. It can't be like, oh yeah, and it's delayed. You know, like,
let's find out what it is.
They're treating God of War like it wasn't like the game of the year for 2018. Like, you know, that caliber game for them. Like, I don't know. The rollout for this has been weird. Sony's weird right now. They're fucking weird.
They're all weird.
But yeah, well, hey, that's
why I went with the solid, definitely happening prediction.
I love it. I love that's a ballsy, definite position. Hey, we were right on everything at the state of play.
They might be in a place where they don't want to have their own state. They want to just, yes, you're holding a thing. There's going to be millions of eyes on it or whatever. Yes, we'll put it there. I can see him doing that. I don't know.
Sounds like a marketing choice that's a good one.
You know, I think that's great. So we're saying that God of War is going to end the show. I think I might know what's going to start the show. I think it's already been leaked or already just like said that we're going to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 somewhere in this show. And I think that's the perfect like opener, like a cool ass like cinematic Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 trailer. You can hear, you know, Captain Price, everyone, like that he can open the show or something like shit. Keighley could say, hey, here's my friend Captain Price, and, you know, whatever, and start with a cool globe-trotting action set piece kind of thing to really kick off the show and get everyone going. So I think Modern Warfare 2 starts the show if God of War ends it.
Yeah, this could be the last time we see Call of Duty at anything but a Microsoft show. I don't think they have the pool. That deal is not completed yet, really, to allow them to hold that for their own show. So I could see, Keighley would love to have, you know, the bro shootery hoorah stuff there for sure.
You hurt me. you wound me. The bro shootery. Oh, you're right though. What else? So we got our bookends, Mike. What else are we getting there?
I'm sorry if I'm stepping on one of your guys' predictions, but I really think I'm buying into this Hollow Knight thing because I put in my clown nose right now. I don't know if you guys saw when Keighley tweeted out something like, it's a great feeling to have a world premiere on, you know, arrive at your doorstep or something like that, to that effect. And the head of marketing for Team Cherry tweeted back like, I approve of this tease or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So
give me that.
I don't know. It's been so long that who knows who's gonna, you know, market this game. It was Nintendo 3 years ago.
It's cute.
That could have changed for sure. And I don't know. I just give me the game. I just want to see it. I just want to know that it's still there. It's becoming this Last Guardian type thing for me where I'm starting to worry about it. Like, I don't know.
I think this is a big event. I think.
Oh, it is. It is.
I think that we're gonna get those big ones that we've been knowing about and not getting anything from.
Yeah, I like it. And I think you mentioned the Nintendo of it all. Like, you could still work, because we don't know that we're not seeing Nintendo, but Nintendo hasn't announced any sort of direct at this point, right? Like, we have no information on their next presentation at this point.
Not
right?
as of this recording, no. But that
Right.
could change tomorrow. That could they'll just say, hey, we're doing this in 2 days. Like,
Sure.
they do that. Like, they don't need a long lead up. They don't care. They know their fan base is going to be there on YouTube checking out their direct. So they take over Twitter, of course, whenever direct launches. And Game Fest is going to do that too tomorrow. Like, it's huge. It's an announced game, Hollow Knight Silksong. It fits in with his, tempering of expectations, but that could be an opener or a closer too. That game alone.
Yeah, I like it. A cherry on top, if you will.
Yeah.
A team cherry on top.
Yes. I like it.
Well, I was wrong about the state of play having Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You're just going to keep digging, huh?
It's going to be here. It's going to be at Summer Game Fest. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Volume 2, Chapter 2, Retrograde, Amnesia, whatever it's going to be called. I think it's going to be here. Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. We have to hear something about this game or see something about this game.
I think we're going to hear about it. I don't think it's here though. I think Square's going to do their own thing.
Oh wow. They got a lot. They have a lot.
Something like a state of play, a direct.
Like what Capcom announced today, something a 20-30 minute thing. They can definitely do it. They always have some kind of smaller stuff and bigger, huge stuff and weird, odd stuff to show. Like, Square is always making a game that makes no fucking sense that they're making it, and there's some kind of, like, if it's Balan Wonderworld or The Quiet Man or something like that, they always, for every remake, they have some other shit.
Man, The Quiet Man coming to VR 2. You're right. That's gonna be here. You're right.
Yes, and it comes with like these noise canceling add-ons that you have to wear while you're playing the game. You have to be The Quiet Man.
So there's a rumor that Multiverses, which is kind of in a closed beta right now, will be getting some more characters, one of which may be Ted Lasso. You want to play some Super Smash Brothers S kind of game with Ted Lasso, Kayla?
Yeah, maybe maybe Roy. Can I pick Roy instead? If it's a sporting event, I want Roy Kent.
I've heard someone else say that too. Like, I'd rather have Roy Kent than Ted Lasso. I think I heard that on a podcast.
Can I get a coach? I want Ted Lasso to be my coach for sure.
He could be like a Pokemon
Just
trainer type situation where he just like throws out different players, and he calls them in like, hey.
They're doing weird stuff in that game, like different abilities and stuff like that for characters. I think this is a solid pick for sure. Keighley loves to have these kind of free-to-play multiplayer add-on stuff, whether it's Fall Guys, Among Us. Mm-hmm. He likes to have these announcements. He will tease them. He will act like it's the reason. Be like, in 20 minutes, we're gonna reveal the next character. Like, he Ryan Seacrest that shit for sure. And I think it's gonna be Scorpion. I think we're gonna get an MK. If he's not in there already, I think we gotta have a Mortal Kombat character in the fucking fighting game. Like, come on.
Be so fun. I'm into it.
Jason Sudeikis is Ted Lasso, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna show up on stage though.
Oh man.
It's gonna be there.
And Olivia Wilde's gonna serve him papers this time for custody. Well, fucker.
We'll find out. It's an event. I wouldn't put him past a skit. I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't know. He seems like he likes to zoom into stuff and hang out at home and smoke weed and wear tie-dye hoodies and stuff. So I
Yeah,
saw
but
his,
work-
all of
like,
those
works.
things.
him at the Emmys was like totally laid back.
All right, next prediction. We're getting a Jason Sudeikis zoom in smoking weed at the Keighley's. I like it. Kayla,
Who's
after
next?
100 hours, we have finally bested. We've become the Elden Lord. We have beaten Elden Ring. Is it too soon for me to want DLC?
What kind of DLC does this look like?
I don't know.
Because there's more of the game. You didn't like platinum the game or
No,
anything.
I did not. I like bronzed
What
it, maybe.
what does the DLC offer that's not already available?
Oh
What
man,
is
they
my-
talk about like the Land of Reeds and that shit. I would love to see that. They build out so many cool extra shit going on, whether it's
New
like prequel
places.
stuff, before the Shattering of the Ring, something, anything. I saw a cool tweet the other day. It's like they had all of the DLCs, like, you know, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Old Hunters for Bloodborne. Like, someone tweeted like, FromSoft always makes the best part of their games as the DLC, which they're not wrong. So it got me really hyped thinking that it's going to be something amazing, because every DLC has added either like a extremely awesome boss or extremely awesome lore, or extremely awesome area, cool stuff. So they make great expansions to their games, and but I think it's too soon. I don't think we're going to see it yet. I hope
For
I'm
the Game
wrong.
Awards, maybe.
Maybe, because
would
it's
be
gonna
nice.
win. Like,
And like it's a big ass game. Like there's like I said, there's
yeah,
plenty
they're
of
gonna let
cool
people finish it.
places and stuff that we didn't even explore. I think there was a whole area on the map that we didn't go to.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
wow.
Yeah. We didn't mess around with the consecrated snowfield too much at all.
And just the way they do it with like the subterranean kind of area, like they could add another layer to that. Like, who knows? Like, what's stopping them from just making the elevator go down further? You know?
Or
I
up.
don't know.
Or
Yeah,
up.
right,
Also.
right, exactly.
Oh man. Well,
Fuck you. They're gonna fuck over Horizon and Breath of the Wild too. We're going to the sky, motherfucker.
the DLC is just adding a glider. That's it. Like, that's the whole
man.
of the DLC.
That's it. I would love that.
Okay, quick, Kayla. Explain Death Stranding to me, please. You watched me play like 50 hours of it.
Good luck.
There's some goo. At some point, there's goo.
Let's go.
There's a lot of
gunk.
robotic legs.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, I love
babies.
The robotic
There's
legs.
babies. I forgot all about the babies. What do the babies do? I don't remember what the babies were for.
Cry a little bit.
Oh yes, because of the spookies.
Yeah,
There
they
were
warn you of the
spooky
spookies.
There
Okay,
are spooky things.
man, you're killing it.
BTs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Burger Tings.
That you have to throw pee and caca at.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And
You gotta
blood.
throw cat bombs at the fucking monsters.
Yes. These. We're not making this up, folks. This is canon to that game.
The auteur, Hideo Kojima.
I think we get some kind of Kojima thing. There's rumors of not Death Stranding, but I think we get a tease of something else in the Death Stranding universe. If that's Death Stranding 2, if that's a spin-off thing, something, I think we get Death Stranding something.
Sony owns that IP.
Okay.
And I know Redis has been out there saying, yeah, we're making the sequel. It's about motorcycle, whatever, Monster Energy. But Jeff Grubb, from Giant Bomb.
Now of Giant Bomb, yes.
Has been on this for a while that Kojima's next deal is with Microsoft. And that deal is it's tough because American Japanese company, it's just tough to finish these kind of things quickly. And that thing is just needing to do the lawyers are reading the fine print and the deal's pretty much done. So I don't know. Kojima's always here. He's always doing something. Last year, people did not expect the director's cut, of course. for Death Stranding. I don't know. I don't know if they're a 2-game studio, Koji Pro. So I don't know. Maybe we just get a hello from him, and that's it.
I like it. On a motorcycle with Norman Reedus.
Yes. Yes.
I like it. Yeah, you didn't
And
even
a baby.
mention Norman Reedus as a main part of the Death Stranding lore, Kayla.
No, because there's also a part with a woman, and it was weird. I don't know. I
There's
don't remember.
several.
What that
There's
part was.
Leia Seydoux and Margaret Qualley. Yeah, we got both of them.
Oh, man.
Couldn't tell you what either of them did, but let's stop talking about Death Stranding. What else you got, Mike, for Summer Game Fest?
Atlas has been saying, like, this is the big year for Persona's 25th anniversary, and they've been sprinkling announcements throughout the year. The last big announcement, I think, was at a Nintendo thing. It was the Arena Ultimate, the fighting game was getting ported. And I don't... they have, like, dates. One of the dates is June. One of the dates is like August. One of the dates is late autumn or something like that. I think that autumn one is going to be the new, whatever the next Persona is, Persona 6. This one here is going to be ports. I think we're going to get ports of Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 finally coming to whatever platform they're not available on. I think it's going to be a big port blowout. For
like
Persona fans.
Nope. I don't know how to do port and Persona in a thing. I was gonna try to make some kind of port Persona pun, and the port Persona pun. I think that works. That's it. That's all I did it. I got there.
Yeah.
Yep. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Do we see Marvel's Midnight Suns? I know this one's a thing for you, Mike.
I think so. This was on my list. I've heard from Jeff Grubb again that game has gone through some kind of rework. I think people were hard on it when it got revealed last year. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
I thought that game sounded dope the way it was. I thought it looked cool. I liked the way they were doing different art styles with the characters. It had weird kind of characters involved that you wouldn't anticipate. And a cool card battle system sounds fun to me, but I don't know, because this is the makers of XCOM making this, right? Like, I think you might get your wish, Eric, and we might get a more XCOM-y Midnight Suns kind of revamp, like just a re-reveal here. I think that might happen.
It would be weird if they just took out the card system or anything else. I was less angry's not the right word, but less disappointed in the card system as I was in the animation style, the character design, I should say. I guess it was more comic book, and I think a specific run called the Midnight Suns apparently is a specific run in the Marvel comics and stuff that I'm just not aware of, and I think that kind of threw me off. But
yeah, they deal more with the occult kind of stuff in Marvel, I believe, and it looks cool. I totally want some more of that.
Get this, Kayla. Ghost Rider, okay? XCOM, okay? Together at Last. How do you feel about that?
Starring Norman Reedus.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, maybe. Yeah, sure. Marvel's Midnight Suns starring Norman Reedus. I like it. Coming to Summer Game Fest. Kayla with the big predictions, I think all of yours are right.
All of mine involve just people showing up.
Hey,
this is an actor. Put him on stage.
Keighley he had Ashley Birch on there last year, front and center, talking about Tiny Tina Wonderlands, and he loves having the cast of stuff, big names, promoting the games. I think that's
you know what? When you said the cast of stuff, do we get the Borderlands movie? Do we get anyone from the Borderlands movie here? That's interesting.
Hope not.
Man, no, you don't want Kevin Hart somewhere on the stage?
I'm really interested to see the tone and the look and everything of that, but not here. I don't want movie stuff here.
Jack Black? Claptrap?
Yeah, like Kate Blanchett. Of course, I love Kate, but just the whole weirdness involving, his name's escaping me. The weirdo that like developed, like created Borderlands and everything. He's just the guy, the medieval times guy.
Yeah, the Magic Man.
Drive.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but it's better to forget his name.
You're right. Yeah, he's a creep. He's a creep. Good call.
Get him. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I got a few more here. Do we got any more for Fest? I'll rapid fire. I think we're getting Metal Slug Tactics.
Hell yeah.
Gotta get a date for that. Give us that.
Gimme.
Ubisoft's involved with this.
Ubisoft usually puts on a big show.
They normally do. They're doing weird businessy stuff too, trying to they got, fending off acquisitions again and stuff like that, I think. I don't know who has the marketing rights to this. Nintendo's not involved, but I want to know more about the Mario and Rabbids game, the XCOM style Mario game, the sequel to that. I'm in the bag for that series. Love that first one. But if that's not there, I think we might see more of that Avatar game.
Good call.
They launching the trailer for the second movie's coming out now. I think they really want to push, that game. That might be a big game we're getting. Did they say 2023 for that?
I don't know if we have a date on that.
They don't have I don't think they have a release date, because I put this on my list too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so maybe that's a big game at the end of this year, early next year, probably more likely. But
makes sense to have it with the movie.
I could see Avatar being there.
Good call. Yeah.
That'd be a nice pretty starter, but I don't know. Ubisoft does put on a big show usually, like all together too. They wouldn't separate their stuff, right?
Things are weird. Key 3.
Yeah. And I don't know what else they have right now. Like we're not getting a new Assassin's Creed this year, right? I don't think that's...
I don't think so.
There hasn't been any Watch Dogs
remake.
That got almost canned or something.
Yeah, we talked about that on one of our first episodes of the pod.
I was so excited. I was excited. I will remain excited for years. Skull and Bones, do we get that ever? That's a Ubisoft joint. No. Yeah, I think you might be right about that Avatar. That's a good call. I mean, you'd want to have it near the movie somewhere. Maybe.
Yeah.
Feed
you
the
gotta
hype.
ride that wave. You gotta.
Yeah.
I got another one. This one's for Eric.
Ooh.
Alan Wake 2. We're gonna see some more of that. We might get a bunch of Remedy in this. We might even get a Control teaser. Something else they're working on. Who knows? I think Remedy is gonna be there, and I think we're gonna see more of Alan Wake 2.
Kayla. Cool. So we're gonna cross out God of War Ragnarok. I'm just gonna cross that off here, and we're closing with Alan Wake 2, baby. I did not. I forgot about that. That was a thing that we're getting. And give me just let's do that. Let's do that thing.
And if we're gonna end, I'll end with my one thing that I would really pop for and that I'm really interested in. IO Interactive, the makers of Hitman, they're making a Bond game. That'd be cool to see something from that, see what it's gonna be like. Are they gonna have anything to do with film stuff? Are they gonna try to make it look like, one of the actors? Are they just gonna do their own thing with it? I'm really curious about it. Yeah,
it'll star Idris Elba. I think we're not getting him in the films, but we will get him as Bond in the game.
Fuck yeah!
Well, in the fan mod that I'm making, yes, but
Knuckles fucking drinking a martini at the poker table, baccarat or whatever.
Oh, I love it. I'm into it. That's
all I got for the fest.
Yeah, I think that's a decent lead into our next show, Xbox Bethesda Showcase. That's noon on Sunday, June 12th. And you mentioned Bond. Kayla, you had sent me a little like leak that had happened. We saw some trophies, right? Or what is achievements, right? Is what Xbox calls them on the on Xbox for 007 GoldenEye. And seems like we're getting that in some way, shape, or form. People don't know if this is like just a straight port from N64. There was like a failed or like an unlaunched version from the 360 era, right? For Xbox 360 of this. Or maybe just a new project, like a remake like RE4, which would be the way that I would be into. I love Bond. I love GoldenEye at the time, and I think it's a huge, everyone's trying to have some IP, right? And GoldenEye, you just say that to even like non-gamers, even just like sort of kind of gamers, people who like were adjacent to an N64 at some point in their life, and they're like, "Oh yeah, GoldenEye! I remember I played that in college or whatever else." Like, so
I mean, it's part of the Secret Agent Man 80 questions category.
right?
It's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Alias. It's not Alias the game for PS2.
I think it's. I was bummed that I didn't think of this prediction. I think it's a great prediction. It's going to be that 360 version that's just complete, and that Nintendo has put their foot down in front of. I think they worked something out. Nintendo is launching N64 games through NSO. I think we'll see this, and we'll see the original port of GoldenEye on Switch at whatever Nintendo's next thing is. I think they worked it out. They have a great relationship already, it seems, between the three big things. They have the tightest bond, it seems. I think they could do that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So I like Bond being at both Summer Game Fest and Xbox Bethesda Showcase. That'll be fun. That's a good thing there. What else? What else are we getting?
What I am excited to see would be Senua's. So what do they call it? Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
I had to look that up too. Yeah, they changed the naming convention a little bit. I guess probably they're looking for a part 3. So we're getting Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that last trailer was fantastic. That was so like mood setting and kind of terrifying, and like way more than I kind of thought we'd.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
And it
was like a whole gameplay sequence that they showed. And did we get a window after that, or did
I don't remember
getting
remember.
That was
anything.
At Game Awards.
Yeah.
I want to see just a date. Give me the date. Tell me when this is coming out. It's been in the oven for so long. I have such a soft spot for that first game, and Senua as a character, and I really want to make me want to keep Game Pass Xbox and tell me when this game is coming out for sure.
Yeah, they've got to give us some of that stuff.
Yes,
I mean, filler is cool and all, but I also want I want the big ones that I've been like excited about.
They have so many big ones though, but they're still out of reach. I don't know when these big huge games, because they had such a huge show last year, and it was so great seeing that Game Pass logo. And I remember we talked about it last year, for that Contraband game and fucking Stalker 2 and all this, like, yes, I have Game Pass. I feel great about this. A year later, I don't feel that way right now. I don't. And I need them to give me that jolt again.
That's what this is for. I think you'll get it.
Man, I need it from them. And I want to see more of that Fable game. I want to see. We got a really just teasy kind of thing at some point last year, and this is the Forza studio. Their Horizon came out last year, so I think they'll have something for us, and I hope it doesn't have the humor and the same kind of style as that first trilogy, because that very Britishy.
Very Britishy humor, yeah.
To it. I don't want any more of that. I want this game to blow my socks off. I want it to be just a cool Western RPG.
Yeah. I think that would be a huge one. Fable's got a huge. I've only played the third one. I think it's the third one that I played and enjoyed it. I ate too much food and got really fat.
Yeah.
And then that was just I was like, oh, this isn't good.
I love that part of Fable. The whole idea of Fable was you write your own tale, your epic journey, you make all these consequences, things happen, everything, whether you're good to a person on the street or you kill a king or something, like everything impacts your journey. Make that work, because Lionhead was telling a lot of bullshit, Peter Molyneux was out there selling lies every time one of these games came out. And it never really met what they were talking about. It was like the No Man's Sky of its day, really. And I want this to be cool, very cool.
Yeah, we've seen games just get bigger and bigger, and now we've got these next gen systems that can do whatever you want them to do. Really, I mean, Elden Ring is just gigantic, and even like Horizon Forbidden West is just huge and expansive and wild, and games can do kind of the thing they used to promise, for, like Fable. We just got to see it from Fable, I guess, now.
Yeah.
Do we see anything from, because they've now been delayed, do we see anything from Starfield and Redfall? Do we want to see anything from Starfield and Redfall?
Kind of don't, because it's kind of like, what's the point right now? Because it's not coming around, a few months later. But I think you gotta show you got something.
It's like should be, should be within grasp, should be within reach. It should be something they can give us a date.
They ain't got. I know they don't have a date, but they need. People are gonna turn on this game. Like, I don't know. Cyberpunk happened, like these long gestation periods of these games. And Microsoft normally avoids that, and but Bethesda more so. Like Fallout 4 was a quick. Here it is. It's here in 2 months. Starfield, they announced years and years out. Elder Scrolls 6, years and years out. And people are going to keep bugging them about this game until they find another game. Like, so they got to show something.
Yeah. I think at least with Redfall, we don't quite know what that is exactly. I think a lot of people are like, oh, yeah. I think it's like a looter shooter. And then some people are like, no, I think it's like a Left 4 Dead, right? And then like no one quite knows. They're just like taking it off of that like trailer that we saw that was just more cinematic than anything. We didn't see any gameplay.
Yeah, they ended on Redfall last year, and it was oh, okay, Arcane. It was just basically, okay, Arcane's making a game.
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear. And they need to tell me what that is, me personally. I don't know if I'm confused by it as well. I think we see both. I'll say we see both. They seem like they got a lot that they're going to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's a good thing, because Sony had a little, and that was really good. They had no fat on that fucking presentation. Everything was really good. Even the Walking Dead VR thing.
That had me for a second. Yeah. Before I found out it was a Walking Dead game, I was like, yeah.
So we'll see. They might just have haymaker after haymaker, like boom, boom, boom. Nothing is a bookend to this. It's one badass book. Like, I don't know. This one's for me. This one is if this gets announced, like, it might be my most anticipated thing. And Playdead Games has been making a game for a long time. Limbo was a huge part of Microsoft's summer games back in the day on 360. Inside was revealed at the Xbox One, like big blowout E3. And I think we're going to get a trailer for their third game, whatever that is. They've had a ton of like job postings throughout the years to kind of give us a clue as to what they're doing. I think it's going to be a bigger kind of 3D thing. And I want to see that because they are masters of game development in my mind. I love their games.
That makes me remember it was one of the Microsoft showcases or the Xbox
Somerville,
showcase.
right?
Somerville, right.
I think that game gets the boot. We don't need Limbo Light. We got the real. We don't need RC. We got Pepsi coming to our show.
Make it Coca-Cola.
Sure. I know Somerville has been in a couple other things, I think. But I need to see what that Play Dead game is.
The real deal. Yeah. I'm into it. You've played the Gears of War games before, Kayla, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about them making like a remastered collection, similar to what they did with the Master Chief collection, which we're playing through. Halo 1 and 2. So, maybe we'll have another co-op shooter to put on our backlog again.
That's fun. I would do that.
I super liked I played the first 3 at least, and I'm assuming they would probably package. There's been 5 now, I think, of the Gears of War saga.
We don't get Gear 6. We get a compilation.
I think so. Yeah, because
both.
Maybe we get both. I mean, yeah, there's nothing holding them back from doing both. One near the beginning, one near the end, or something, or together. But I think we get the collection just because there's been a lot of smoke around that. I think there's been some leaks and things of that nature around that, and I'd be happy. I've wanted to replay those games anyway. They're on like Game Pass, and I've been like, would this be fun even to play like solo or something on PC or whatever, or always looking for good co-op games and stuff. But
Gears Tactics, baby.
I played through some Gears Tactics, and it was
Gears
all right.
Funko Pop. Where's that at? We get a sequel to that?
Did that game come out?
I don't know if that came out. I thought I heard on a podcast, but it could have been Gears Tactics that they were talking. They did so many weird Gears things at a show one time. They announced like 4 different Gears games one year. Really kind of diluted that whole brand for me for knowing what's what.
Yeah. I mean, I have fallen off, but those first couple games were really cool. I mean, they kind of I don't know, revolutionized cover shooting. I don't know if that's like too much to say, but I just thought they looked good. They played good. It was a cool, like, desperate story. Like the good guys were always on the back foot, always like just one battle away from losing the war and stuff like that. And they just always did that like desperate kind of thing really well. And I'd like to. Those were like smaller stories that you could play through relatively quickly, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'm saying we get a Gears of War collection, and then we waste some more time playing old games with me and Kayla instead of new games.
There's plenty. There's nothing but time.
Good stuff. What do we think of the Outer Worlds 2? I really enjoyed that first game. We got the most small bit of a tease, just like in development kind of trailer before. Do we get anything else? Some gameplay, a new trailer, something, a date even, anything like that? Are we even interested?
Not interested in this one. Outer Worlds did not tickle my fancy that much. But I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see a lot of Obsidian. I think Grounded is still... They're still updating that. It's still in beta. Maybe they'll announce 1.0. That's like their Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
So wow, that's like a 3-year-old beta, right?
A few years, yeah. I remember Giant Bomb the good Giant Bomb was still together at that time when that game came out. And Avowed, they kind of teased us. That was like their medieval fantasy RPG. Remember a lot of arrows just flying through the sky in that trailer at a castle, some kind of siege. I think we're going to see at least 2 of those. Maybe not Grounded. Maybe they kind of push that under the rug. But I think Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 are 2 big Microsoft wants to be the RPG company, the Western style. Like, we got those. We got all that shit, So they're going to be pushing those games for sure.
Yeah, I mean, get in, like, if that's the zone and you get into the zone, get into the cow zone.
You won't have to jump back into Skyrim again, Kayla. You can just go right into Avowed.
I will. I'll do both.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks... Avowed, I don't know, like, for whatever reason, hasn't really wowed me. I love Skyrim, and it very much seemed like that's what they're going for, like a really cool medieval Western RPG, like you said, Mike. But yeah, that one just... I loved Outer Worlds for whatever... I was going to call it Outer Wilds.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Which everyone did. But yeah, I really liked that, the Outer Worlds, the first one. I liked the banter with your crew and stuff. Like,
that was the best part of that game. Yeah. Was the crew stuff, for sure.
And that was before I had ever played, like, Mass Effect 2. And, like, I just felt like that once I played Mass Effect, and I was like, oh, this is, I think, what they're going for. Like, they're going for this, like, find your crew out in the world and get to know them and really, like, level them up and everything else. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And it maybe made me appreciate it that much more, in that sense. You mentioned Contraband, just in passing earlier. I didn't realize that's some kind of, like, co-op game. There's going to be, like, some kind of co-op element to that.
Seemed like you're just setting up heists. That first trailer was just really cinematic. Steely Dan playing, going through their hideout. Looks like you're going to have, like, a demolition guy and, like, the lock expert and the driver, the getaway guy. Excited to see what that is. That could be fun. That could be a fun thing especially if it's on Game Pass. I'd want to play something like that. In and out, do a heist real quick kind of thing.
Be so fun. Yeah, we could play through, like, 2 chapters like we did Back 4 Blood. Just get in, get out, and just never do it again, ever again.
Sometimes that's enough, man. Sometimes, like, I had fun with Back 4 Blood. I am fine with the amount of time I put into Back 4 Blood.
Oh, good stuff. What else? What else do we think we're gonna see here?
You got anything, Kayla?
Nothing that we haven't mentioned already.
Okay. On the Bethesda side, Machine Games, maker of the Wolfenstein kind of games, they got, similar to what IO did with James Bond series, they are signing on to do an Indiana Jones game. And I don't think we're going to get Wolfenstein for a while. I think they've put all hands on deck on this project. And it's another kind of tie-in thing, like the Avatar thing. They're leaking images of Harrison Ford as Indy in the new movie. And interested to see what it's going to be. Some kind of first-person Metroid Prime platformy adventure, a whip, like a grapple hook kind of thing? Or is it going to be more action, more guns, which isn't really Indy's style? Want to know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, how much Shia LaBeouf do we think is going to be in this game? I think that's the real question.
I could see them doing like some kind of inside joke, like talking shit or you killing someone named Shia or something like that. I could see them being real cheeky with the parts that people don't like about the franchise. And these are people that write really cool, intricate storylines and characters for first-person shooters, and I think they could do a cool job with the character and the world around them.
Yeah, I think that having already done, like, a cool alternate history thing too in a very similar time period to, like,
they write really good Nazis, man. They write really people you really hate. So they'll be good with killing really cruel, awful Nazi characters. Yes, they will make you feel, awesome punching them in the face, I think, as Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I've never played, like, Pitfall. I've never played any. There's been, like, Indiana Jones games before. Never played a Jones, but
all of the good ones seem to be like point and click adventure games, like Fate of Atlantis and stuff like that. I don't think it's ever been done well in a 3D kind of adventure space. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's
see.
due.
Until we got Nathan Drake, you know? As I was doing my kind of research for this episode, I was like, oh man, Atomic Heart. That game looked fucking dope. That's
Yeah.
the like BioShock clone that like but looks fucking super wild with robots and stuff like that. And then I found out they're a Russian studio. And I was like, oh no, this game might not be anywhere soon. Unfortunately.
Same with Stalker 2. Yeah, they're involved in that conflict as well in that whatever area. And yeah, I would love that trailer was hit so hard. I think it made like what we were excited about out of E3 last year. It really blew us away, I thought, and be a shame to not see it here. But maybe we'll have some kind of update.
Yeah.
That thing looked really cool.
It sucks. It's like, yeah, you mentioned Stalker 2, Atomic Heart, Replaced also. That was another one that like was, I think, coming to Game Pass and stuff, and all three of those have been like negatively impacted by the conflict, and it's just like, ugh, that sucks. That we're we're getting these delays to Redfall and Starfield and stuff like that are just like related to the crunch in the industry, but yeah, now we're getting fucking war shit and not getting our games. That's insane. That's wild.
Yeah. Do you guys remember that game Scorn?
Is that the like H.R. Geiger
yes,
horror
the real
game?
drippy, gross game. This was like at one of the original Series X, Series S kind of big presentations, and they had like a really lengthy gameplay demo last year. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
It looks like a really slow Doom.
Oh, okay.
Mixed with Giger and mixed with like a Tool video. It looks kind of neat. I think it'd be up your guys' alley, and I think it would be cool to finally get a date for that, and maybe it comes out Halloween time, combats with Callisto Protocol and Dead Space and all that as like their, spooky dooky tone piece kind of thing.
Man. Yeah, that'd be great. I thought it looked really cool just from the first couple images that they showed and everything else. I never saw any of the the gameplay or anything, but even just like the first initial images just really looked like alien and creepy and gross. And yeah, if we do get it in fall or even in the winter or something, that makes for like a insane horror like 4-month kind of thing, because like you said, yeah, we're getting Callisto Protocol in December, we're getting the Dead Space remake in January, and we're getting Resident Evil 4 remake in March. So like that's a just like a horror triumvirate right now, but a quadrumvirate, quadrology, that'd be a lot of fun. Scorn, yeah, I forgot about that one. That one looks cool. Anything completely like out there? Anything like that? Like just
I got
wild?
one.
Yeah. Okay.
This would be my favorite. If this gets announced, it would probably be my favorite of the show for them. Well, no, the Play Dead one would be, but they have Banjo-Kazooie. They've had it for a long time. They've done like some interesting stuff with it. I love Nuts and Bolts on 360. Fans were not happy with that. And I don't think fans are going to be happy with this one either, because it's not going to be like a 3D platformer, back to basics, that N64 style. I think it's going to be given to Double Fine. They've done, wacky stuff, Psychonauts 2 last year. I'm blanking on other stuff. They do all sorts of different kind of games, not just, one style. And I think Psychonauts is their platformer, and I think they're going to do something weird with Banjo. I would love them to do some kind of something different with it. I think that'd be the only way to convince them to take on the project if they get full liberty with the IP and to do what they want with it.
It'd be fun. What about like a Banjo kart racer? Would that be anything? Something?
Well, I mean, yeah, that could be fun because he is originally in Diddy Kong Racing. He's one of those that was like his first time we saw him. If it is a kart racer, I don't see Double Fine doing that, but that could be cool, like a whole Microsoft Rare universe kart racer for sure. I would pop for that.
Jet Force Gemini's Rare, right? I think they might be.
Yeah, you could race as the dog or something, you know? Yeah. For sure.
Jet Force Gemini confirmed for the Xbox Bethesda showcase. So, we'll probably get a lot of stuff. We'll probably get Skyrim on something else, right? Or at least a joke.
Toasters.
Yeah. And, we got Summer Game Fest. We got Xbox Bethesda Showcase. We didn't really break anything down because I don't know what we're getting at the Capcom Showcase. That's going to be Monday the 13th. And then there's going to be an extended Xbox Bethesda thing on the 14th. So we're going to get a lot of stuff regardless. In addition to all of the predictions that we made that are all going to come true, we'll get extra stuff too because we didn't get the full scripts. We got like parts of the scripts.
There's got to be new. There's got to be something new in there, right? There's got to be, some new zombie thing. There's got to be some new space thing. There's got to be some new fantasy thing.
Yeah, that's what Redfall is. It's all of those.
I want new stuff too.
Oh,
I don't know how much new Xbox is going to have. I think they just have so much still left to talk about from last year.
I meant in this whole week to come with the more announcements, just overall.
Yeah, we didn't even mention IGN Expo. We're getting that too on Friday, June 10th. Maybe they'll have something interesting there. We shall see, and we'll definitely cover it all. We'll have our reactions to that in episode 82 of The Machine of Nonsense. This was episode 81 of The Machine of Nonsense. We talked all about Summer Game Fest, Xbox Bethesda Showcase, and our completely correct predictions of the Sony State of Play. I was your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla, and we had Mike on the podcast. We are getting out of here, and we're saying video games.
Video juegos.
Yeah.